So I wanted to show you how to make this beautiful vegetable bake using the Thermomix cutter. The cutter works with the TM5 or the TM6, but today I'm doing it with the TM6. I'll just press start. I've already preheated my oven and I want to show you how to assemble the cutter. Sorry, the first few steps of this recipe is weighing out your vegetables to make sure you have it ready before you assemble the cutter, but I am already organized. So to arrange this, you put the driving shaft over the blades, and there's only really one way to do it, so you will know for sure. And then we put our bowl in, and so it looks like that. And then it's a choice of whether you want to grate or slice, and today we are slicing, so I'm putting the slice side up top. It's written on there, there's a picture, oh maybe you can see it there, to show, so it's really obvious once you've got it in person. Some people also remember it that grey is to grate and slate is to slice. So see the two different colors. But it is, there's a diagram and everything. I think it's pretty easy to figure out. So I am putting that on slice. And so we are going to do the potatoes. So then you need your lid, which just sits, there's a rod here that sits in the middle of there, which is all, there's only one way to do it, so it's pretty easy. And have your pusher ready, because this is going to guide our vegetables through. I'm just going to turn this, I've got it on thick slice, so I'm just going to turn that on and we're going to do our potato. It does a lot, very fast. So on thick slice, it's 4mm slices, and on thin slice, it's 1mm slices. So I'll stop that. So that was about 600 grams of potatoes that I hadn't peeled them. I'm not really a peeler when I'm in a hurry. So I had just left that unpeeled. So you can see now we've got 4mm slices of potato. I'm happy to have the peel on. And I'm going to set that aside just in a big bowl and put it back on to do our next veggies. So yeah, making a nice veggie bake here. So I'll press next, and the recipe was set for a minute, but I did it faster. So this time we're doing the carrots. I'll put this back on. And the other thing to know about the cutter is I probably stopped it before I had a chance to get this out. So do check, because it is definitely possible that something can get stuck in there before you want to do your next veggies, and that's okay. So I'm putting it back on slice. We're just slicing in this bake. Okay, so now we're doing carrots. So there's only 2 carrots, so it'll be really easy. So that was only 10 seconds to do the 2 carrots. And I will show you what they look like. So we've got our carrot rounds, 4mm again. I'll add with the potato. And now I'm doing zucchini. So with this vegetable bake, you could do any veggies. It's not really a problem to have that there. There's just a tiny little piece there. This is potato, carrot, and zucchini. You could do other veggies, like sweet potato would be good. I think beetroot would also be really nice. So just you choose whatever veggies you want to do. And now I'll do the zucchini. Oh, my lid wasn't on properly. Yep. And that's another thing I like about the Thermomix. If something's not right, it tells you, and you can fix it. Safety messages. How's that? That was only 7 seconds to do the zucchini. So, and there's nothing stuck in at that time. And there's our zucchini rounds. So I will add that in. Ordinarily with this veggie bake, I'll show you how you're meant to arrange it, and I'm going to cheat and do it a much easier way. So I just have to go get my onion. So now I'm slicing an onion on thin. So yeah, get pusher ready and be ready to put that in. So I had cut the onion in half just so it could fit through the feeder. And you'll see here that's very thinly sliced now. So on thin slice, it's 1 millimeter. And because the onion's in layers, it's more like shreds. So I'm going to put that at the bottom of my tray that I'm going to, I need a spatula. I'm going to bake this bacon. So onion goes in. And then it's a matter of arranging the veggies however you want them arranged on top. So in the picture on the recipe and in the instructions, it tells you to do them nicely layered with carrot, zucchini, potato, so it looks really pretty with the different colors layered. And I have done that before, and I found that that's really great if you're wanting to make it look presentable for whatever reason. But if it's just for the family, I'm happy just to toss it all in and have it all go around together. So yes, so I'm not really going to bother doing that. I was planning on dumping it all in. So one thing you could do if you still wanted it to mix around so it was very multi-colored, like, is just mix the veggies all around in your bowl so that it's not all clumped together. But honestly, even clumped together, like this is just delicious, and I feel like it doesn't matter what it looks like, but the slices are pretty either way. And I'll show you the picture of when I bothered versus you'll see the results of this one where I haven't bothered. But yes, the other thing we are going to do is grate our Parmesan cheese because we want that mixed in as well. So here we go. And I'm just doing that on thin, which is 1 millimeter again, so it's taking a little bit longer than the vegetables. And I'm not pushing too hard on the diet, I'm just gently guiding it down. Okay, so yeah, when you're on thick, because it goes so much faster, you're doing 4 times less the amount. So yeah, there is our Parmesan cheese, grated, shredded or sliced, I should say, sliced very nicely in beautiful slices. So yeah, always remember to take out your cutter shaft as well, because you don't want that in there when you go to do your next part of your recipe, which is using the actual Thermomix. So I am just going to tip half of these in, and then we'll add our cheese. So yeah, so if you wanted to, again, you would just get your 3 different types and layer it around. I'm just going to cheat and not worry about what I'm putting down, because honestly, my family won't appreciate that. And it's not like it takes too long. It would probably be an extra 10 minutes. But yeah, I'm trying to show you guys how to make fast, yummy, healthy meals. So we don't need to worry about making it look pretty. Okay, so now I'll put in half the cheese and try and make it evenly around, because that's going to melt in with the veggies. Okay, and then the rest of the veggies on top. And I'm just laying them flat. So in the picture of the recipe, which I'll show you as well, they've done it winding around very nicely, which is what I attempted to do in this other time I told you when I did actually bother. See, sometimes I bother and sometimes I don't. Okay, so now I'll probably pause the video. I'll just finish doing this because I need to get out the ingredients for my sauce. We're going to pour a sauce over all of this before we bake it, and it's cream and stock and those types of things. But yeah, so even though I haven't bothered making it the perfectly 3 different colors all together, hopefully you'll be able to see that it still looks pretty with all the different colors around. Okay, one thing I forgot to do was sprinkle salt and pepper over, so I just will do that now. You could just put it in the sauce as well, so whatever. And obviously people can put it on at the table so that it's to taste. But let's just follow the recipe for now. So we are doing the sauce now. So 1 teaspoon of our vegetable stock paste, which I keep in the freezer, and you can see because of all the salt in it, it scoops. It's very scoopable, softer than ice cream. This just not very good looking, is it? But this is amazing to have in your freezer. The recipes are in your basic cookbook, and on Cookie-Doo and everywhere else you can find this recipe. But it just means the whole meal is homemade by you, no additives. Now I'm adding water, and you can see the scales have come up to add the water in, and I will add the cream. 180 grams of cream. I know some people like to use sour cream as well. You choose. And salt. There you go, more salt going in. And probably pepper too. Yeah. Good flavor. And that is it. We're going to mix that all together. Measure cup. Just for 30 seconds. Okay, so that's all been mixed, and we're just going to pour it over our veggie bake. Going to be delicious. Scrape out the rest because I don't want to waste any. Okay, now we are going to just add the rest of that parmesan cheese that we shredded earlier, or sliced, I should say, just over the top of the bake, wherever. That will brown up in the oven and add a really yummy flavor. Keep putting that in the way of the camera. Already smells really good. The fresh parmesan, instead of buying it pre-grated, aside from being cheaper and no additives, it just tastes and smells so much better. So I definitely recommend processing your own cheeses when you've got a Thermomix. It's so easy to do. Okay, so we are going to cover this and bake for half an hour. So this Fira cast iron pot has a perfect lid, but if your pot doesn't have a lid, use some foil. So cover it half an hour, and then we're going to take the lid off for the next 15 minutes, then pull it out of the oven, let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes before serving, and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. Here is the baked veggie bake as I've just made, and here's what it's supposed to look like if you layer it properly. But beautiful either way, and yeah, definitely recommend giving this one a go, especially if you have the Thermomix cutter.